Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Harley Quinn. This time we are on to episode 6 of season 1. Last time we had a bit of fun actually trying to find the crew and Nemesis. Harley and the crew, kind of minus Poison Ivy, because Poison Ivy, as integral to this to the crew as she is, which she doesn't realize yet, as integral as she isn't officially part of the crew just yet. But Harley and the crew were trying to find a Nemesis. They realized that they actually needed someone to actually be actively stopping them fighting crimes if they wanted to gain some notoriety. So they actually went about trying to find a nemesis, and most of the good nemesi were taken by the higher ranking villains like Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman and everything. So or by the other actual villains like Joker and Doctor Psycho and Cersei, and Doctor Psycho's nemesis being his inability to stop using the C word and stuff. But yeah, so she had to try and find a nemesis, and the closest she came was Robin, Damian Wayne, the youngest fucking Robin there is in the Bat family, a member of the Teen Titans, just to emphasize that point of him being the youngest one. But he actually made an appearance. Damian Wayne made an appearance, and he was voiced by Jacob Tremblay, which was super cool. But he showed up, and he was a he had a very very big mouth on him for being such a little kid, and he was insistent that he was worthy of being a nemesis, but that also Harley didn't want to mess with him. But by the end of it, she actually it was a long episode of her actually trying to denounce Robin being her nemesis, and also her actually trying to find a legitimate nemesis that would actually give her some credit and would actually deliver some fame to her name and everything. So it was a very fun episode in that sense. But we had a bit of a thing where I think the talk show I can't remember what the name of it is, but the talk show kind of made a point of the kind of nemesis triangle between Joker and Batman and Harley Quinn, Joker being jealous that Harley Quinn's suddenly stealing Batman away from him, and he kind of threatened to kill everyone because of it. So that was fun. We had a bunch of hero cameos too, like Wonder Woman and Aquaman on the underwater toilet, and Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois, we had them actually featured in the episode, and they were having sushi. And then I think we must have had a bunch of others, but it was a cool for cameos. In terms of cameos, it was a really great episode, a really fun episode. So that was fun. But yeah, now I think moving forward, I think they might still have to find a nemesis, but I think just having Damian Wayne in that corner, just kind of coming back into the fold every now and then to try and stop them from doing crimes, I think it's going to be a fun gimmick, and eventually she might just have to accept that Robin is her nemesis, and he's determined to be that, because I think on his end he would want to prove that he's big enough to actually stop an entire crew as well, and to actually stop Harley Quinn of all people. So I think it could work out, but we'll see. And we had the crew at the very, I think we had King Shark too. We had King Shark join the crew, kicking King Shark and Clayface are friends. Them two being big, kind of monstrous behemoths. They are friends, and King Shark is a tech whiz. He's a tech whiz and a social media whiz and everything. So, I think my favorite point of that would have been Clayface being oh, he got me from 9 followers to 19 followers in a week. So he definitely knows what he's doing. But he helped them set up a profile, but no one was really responding, and stuff. So he joined the crew afterwards, and he doesn't do well around blood, in the sense that once he does sniff so much as a drop of blood, as we saw with Damien, then he goes manic. He goes full on Jaws style, and he just starts rampaging and everything. So luckily Batman literally showed up with a can of shark repellent, so that was very very Adam West of him. So that was very very convenient. But King Shark has officially joined the crew. But speaking of the crew, they have to actually, I think now we actually might have them finding a new lair, because Poison Ivy has been evicted from her apartment for having pets and for causing trouble and stuff like that. So she's officially been evicted and has to take her plant. So I think that could mean now the next stage is actually finding their own supervillain lair. So that will be fun. That will be fun to see. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have from the last one. Going forward, I think I think it's just really really fun so far, seeing the development of this crew, seeing the development of Harley too, she going from the kind of downcast sidekick of the Joker, but going from that to not only being her own kind of you know, anti-hero slash villain, but also being the leader of the group, like being the undisputed leader of the group. And as the leader, she also kind of does what no other leader of supervillain groups does, and she actually respects her cohorts, like, you know, Joker and Lex and everyone else just kind of, you know, just trods on their henchmen and stuff, and she doesn't even have henchmen. She doesn't have henchmen. She has actual equally powerful, equally kind of characterized characters, you know, like Dr. Psycho and Clayface and everyone. So it's cool to see that development. It's cool to see that development, and also going to be fun to see whatever goes up between Harley and Ivy. So yeah, let's get into the next one. So episode 6 of Harley Quinn. This will be the highlight reel, as per usual, as always, for YouTube reactions. So if you guys want to catch the full length reaction, the entire episode, unedited, that will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. But yeah, Harley Quinn, episode 6. Let's go.
Come on, I got a family.
Oh no,
Now,
henchman.
That's just a staging kill, but if volcano sacrifices is your thing, this is the
Yeah, she's looking for Les. She's looking for Les, yeah.
Can we see some other options?
Yeah.
You'll love this one.
Well, it's like they're looking for a house together. It's like they're looking for a house together.
Like a dream. Okay. Next.
The last tenant,
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze, did a number on the place, but the
As each
castle is
episode goes by, they
entertaining.
just do more and more
Not
couple
sure my
things. They
nips
do more and more
buds
coupley
can handle
things.
this cold.
Yeah.
You've seen 6 layers.
Okay, thank you.
You got us uniforms? Ooh, Suicide Squad?
Oh, they are the Suicide Squad.
Ugh, it's a group that keeps trying to get me to join.
I don't want
Oh, they're already a thing. Okay.
Until you tell me who you are.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Harley?
Oh shit.
Is she okay?
Honey, can you
Did she
hear me?
break something?
Who broke Harley?
Yeah, who broke Harley? I've never seen someone having that much of an
Harley? Are
identity
you in
crisis.
Hey, whoa! Stop!
Unmouth her! I was just trying to give her CPR.
Harley.
That's how
step
you
back.
give someone
Come on.
CPR,
No
really?
response to physical stimuli. Can I fix her? Of course I can fix her.
Dr. Psycho, can you fix it? I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. That theme popped into my head. I could not help it.
Gross. You think I'm gonna let you creep around Harley's head without us, you perv?
Yes, you're the power. But as a professional, I will tell you to prepare.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Okay. So they're all unconscious, and yeah, she's still frozen. Damn. This is like some Doom Patrol level stuff.
Harley's brain is much cleaner and less Harley-ish than I would have imagined.
Ugh.
I know because this.
Not with those
her
pictures.
museum.
Stop breathing down my neck, Sharon. Can't breathe down what's not there, you cocksucker.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Mamma
damn.
mia. It's pretty good scene work for a 6-year-old.
I am honored to be the valedictorian.
That's
and I
our
just
Harley.
wanna
High
thank
school valedictorian.
Absolutely no one. Fuck the shop teacher that looks at my ass every time I walk out of class. Yeah, I see you.
Yeah.
Fucking summer.
While I find the switch, you follow hooker rules.
No kissing on the mouth?
I'm sorry. Stripper rules. Look, but don't touch.
Ah.
The brain will protect itself if it feels threatened.
Hey, Ive. I think there's something
Hooker rules, I don't,
I want to say
no
this in
kissing on the
most
lips.
loving way, but
Hey, it glitched and skipped over.
That's because
until
you
completion.
jumped in. You jumped in.
whoa.
He did
that's
not
weird.
push you,
It's
you
like a
jumped
piece of your
in.
memory is missing.
Ive.
Was I not clear about the stripper rules?
I'm just trying to touch myself. It's a stripper rule.
Triggered a brain lockdown. We need to get out of here before
Oh no.
Perfect place for a family.
The Suicide Squad, and they all look dead. Oh, that is the darkest joke. The darkest joke.
I'll help you find your way.
Oh no. Young Harley's a beast. Young Harley's a beast.
Sweet little you attack me.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sweet at that age.
Oh, sugar. Whoa, it's like spiders on the wall. Oh, geez, did he just bite that thing in half? Yeah, Dr. Psycho. Oh, and now he's just melted them. Yeah, now he's melted them. Yeah, brain physics.
Hey, quit it, and I'll tell you where Mom hides the makeup.
It's almost like comforting to know that you've always been this fucked up.
Yeah, isn't it? You know, I'm starting to realize why my mother recycled so many wine bottles back then.
Honest, this is bad. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, instead of keeping them around, yeah, just...
The real world and Harley's subconscious somewhere, which...
Oh, no. Oh. How utterly convenient. How utterly convenient. Ugh.
A little Jewish lightning never hurt anybody.
Fire! Brilliant! We'll burn the bodies in this old furnace,
Oh no, you guys need to hurry up.
You on Bin Laden in the 80s?
What's Jewish light? Perhaps black lightnings?
Excuse me, but am I the only one who heard that they're gonna burn our fucking
So
bodies?
stop yapping and do something.
Oh my god, Clayface, not you as well. We already have one dick on here being Dr. Psycho.
Welcome to your subconscious.
Subconscious. Oh, it's all Joker. No, why is it all Joker? Why is it all Joker?
Oh, are you shitting me?
What I wouldn't give for a Deus Ex Machina right now!
Oh,
Follow me. I know the way.
who's this?
You didn't get that Machina you were talking about, but at least that guy showed up out of nowhere to save us for no reason.
It's 11-year-old Frankie Muniz.
Hi, Harley.
Frankie Muniz.
Name I could.
Oh, isn't that the kid from Malcolm in the Middle?
Creepy.
No, it's not like that at all.
Yeah,
Malcolm in the
I had
Middle,
a
yeah.
major crush on him when I was a kid. I was planning to kidnap him, marry him. Then once we hit puberty, I was gonna tell him that I was taking birth control, but then like not take it, and I get pregnant with his kid.
And back to creepy.
I
Yeah.
know what's going on here.
All those times you stared at my poster in your bedroom, I was staring back.
I
Oh,
knew it.
jeez. No, he's a manifestation
Let's
of your
go.
crush,
There's two
Harley. He's not
geriatrics
real.
trying to burn our bodies before NCIS comes on. She's your only friend.
That's true, but that's by design because she's the only human being I think is worth a shit. Who took you in when literally the worst people on the planet turned you away?
Yeah, even the Legion,
And
they turned you away.
Let's all remember the time when.
I'm in!
Oh, thank God, because I had.
Yeah.
Doctor, help your patient.
Yeah, Pamela Isley will always stick out for her girl, Harleen Quinzel. She will always be there for her. Yeah.
That was not the plan.
Using Psycho as a bowling ball.
Why?
Nah.
Is it me, or is it getting kind of warm around here?
Yeah, because you're near a fucking furnace.
When's Daddy done with his business meeting?
Oh, jeez. Getting
That's
robbed is a
enough.
business meeting. Yeah.
If you violate the restraining order again, Mr. Muniz will take legal
She has a restraining order against Frankie Muniz?
down, Frankie.
So that's why I went to juvie.
Oh, Jesus.
Here it comes. Here's when that piece of shit pushes me in the acid.
You jumped in of your own accord.
Jump
You wanted to prove yourself, so you jumped in.
forever.
A dream come true, pudding. This whole time I thought he pushed me, that it wasn't my choice.
Well, he did manipulate you into doing it.
It was.
He did
Whoa,
manipulate you
so
into doing it.
Told yourself it was out of your control.
Yeah,
That's a
because
sign
it
of
was easier
abuse.
to blame him than accept the truth that I was in control all along, and I still am.
If
Yeah,
you
push
love
him in
me,
instead.
Jump.
Yeah, push Joker in instead.
I wasn't wearing this costume.
Ah.
And believe me, I wasn't
When
saying
she
you were a
fought
dream
back.
come true.
Yeah, when she
I was
fought back
saying
at the
go
beginning of the
fuck
season.
yourself.
Yeah.
Harley, stop this nonsense. I named you.
You got Harley Quinn out of Harleen Quinzel. Nice one, genius. You didn't make me
There we
Joker,
go.
I made
There we
myself.
go.
But you can't change your memories.
Her memories, her rules. There we go.
My
There we
mind,
go.
My rules.
Boom! That is it. That is Harley fucking Quinn for you. She makes the rules.
Oh, sanity
There we
restored.
go. That's her
Okay,
origin
then.
story.
Thanks, gang. This is it. Guys, we found it.
What?
This is their lair.
Ida?
No, our new lair.
The
But it
abandoned
doesn't matter
mall.
what it is, because the lair doesn't define us. We define the lair.
Uh-huh. Can we define a different one? This one's gross.
No, this one's free.
I won back in the game, baby!
Well, you did manage to carry 6 bodies to a pizza oven. I mean, that's not nothing.
You can dispose of the dead bodies. Yeah.
Oh,
You can
Yeah,
dispose of the dead
Don't
bodies.
worry, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Anyone have a Phillips head?
Okay, that was fun. That was fun. Yeah, that was fun. That was super fun. A super fun episode of Harley Quinn. And yeah, as I suspected, their next stage in building up their crew and maintaining their crew would indeed be hunting for a lair. Would indeed be lair hunting. And I think they scoured, like they found like a volcano with a giant skull on it, and I think the Mr. Freeze. I think I don't know if they actually mentioned Mr. I can't remember if they actually mentioned Mr. Freeze, but it was basically like a layer that was completely frozen over and like probably like, you know, next to sub-zero levels of cold and stuff like that. But eventually they actually found it in the mall. They actually found their ideal lair in the abandoned mall that they managed to get a good enough deal with Sai on, so that was cool. But you know, this entire episode actually just had like Doom Patrol levels of craziness to it, and it's like them actually going into Harley's mind, like her breaking down into like a frozen kind of stature as soon as she tried to actually figure out who she was and figure out what her identity was, and especially her origin as well, like that being the thing that breaks her and freezes her and stuff, was actually pretty deep. And yeah, them going into them using Dr. Psycho to go into her mind, and them exploring the different pathways, and then the Hall of Memories and all these different areas. It definitely had kind of like some sense of like Doom Patrol-esque kind of elements to it. Like it reminds me of them like going through like the donkey's mouth hole to like the keyhole in the donkey's mouth to enter like another world and everything. So that was cool. But yeah, they actually had a look through her memories, like her childhood, like her using the dolls to reenact conversations between her and her father, and like just using the knife to actually behead her father. And she even has that on display in the Hall of Memories. And then I think there was another one where she the more repressed, the repressed memories made, I think the Joker one made sense. That would be a repressed memory. I figured like from the get-go, because I think partially because of just knowing exactly like how manipulative the Joker was towards her, and also actually having watched Suicide Squad as well, it kind of made sense that, you know, like the repressed portion of that memory would be whether or not Joker actually did push her in, or whether she actually jumped in of her own accord. And as she, knowing Harley back then, she was utterly devoted to him. She was utterly obsessed with him and wanted so badly to prove that she was in love with him. So she actually did jump in of her own accord, and then he jumped in after her, and they reunited in the acid. So that was horrible. But yeah, so they were saved initially. They were saved from, so the young Harleys. The young Harleys to me basically seemed like an antivirus. Like her mind had actually kind of detected these intruders like entering her mind and then messing around with her memories and fiddling with them and stuff. So it then shut down the visible emergency exit button, and then sent in the younger, shittier, kind of more savage like Harleys with literal fangs and super strength and everything to actually hunt them down and stuff. So that was creepy. But yeah, no. She had a childhood crush on Frankie Muniz. Didn't recognize him initially, but then I think even like in the subs, they actually said Frankie Muniz, and I was like, the name sounds familiar. And then they mentioned it, and then it sounded even more familiar. And then he started talking, and I was like, yeah, I've heard that voice somewhere before. And he's like, oh yeah, no, that is the kid from Malcolm in the Middle. And having just watched this week's WandaVision too, like the Malcolm in the Middle parody episode, like, you know, like Malcolm in the Middle, like that title, that sitcom is still somewhat kind of, you know, fresh in my mind, so it didn't take too long for me to connect it. But yeah, she had a crush on Frankie Muniz as a girl of the same age at the time of himself, so it made sense in that regard. But then her desires to be with him, less so, just far creepier, like kidnapping him and then tricking him into having babies through a lack of birth control and everything, just like a whole thing. And then of course the creepier thing came when we find out through a repressed memory that she actually stalked. She very likely stalked him and then got herself a restraining order against him. Even at that age, even as a teenager, she got like a restraining order against him. So that was that. And then of course I think another repressed memory might have been like, you know, like her asking her mum when her dad's business deal will be done, and then he's literally just outside the house getting beaten the crap out of for whatever money he has left. So that was dark. And then I think, yeah, and then the final one being her most repressed memory, the one that she actually fights back the most, the hardest to keep under wraps, is the fact that she actually jumped in of her own accord, and like, you know, she fought so hard to actually you know, believe that, you know, she had control over the situation, and that she actually chose to jump in, because then that would also, I think for her, that would also then actually tie into believing that, you know, she actually let herself be abused by the Joker, and that she actually let herself be manipulated by the Joker, and that she let herself believe that the Joker was the one for her, and you know she actually deserved, and that she didn't really, that she could. She also maybe deep down she also kind of like felt that she couldn't really do much better than him, and that he was the one for her. So that made sense, and it's also like classic kind of signs of abuse, especially in a relationship, like, you know, actually, you know, like later down the line, pushing down any thoughts or memories or feelings you might have of the fact that, you know, oh, you had so much control over the situation, you could have jumped out while there was still time, you could have actually done this or that or the other and actually saved yourself so much pain. So, you know, pushing those feelings down for Harley makes sense. But I'm glad they actually had some rectification for that scene, in the sense that she actually jumps in, takes over, changes the entire scene, and actually updates her origin story, being like, no, her origin story does not, you know, start with her jumping into a giant tub of acid for him. Her origin story starts when she's like in the beginning of the season, when she actually fights back against him at his own lair and brings the entire thing crashing down on him, actually, you know, like exclaims that she's going to start her own group, be her own supervillain, and rise above the rest of them. So that being her updated origin story is really, really cool. And I'm glad that she wrote that for her too. And I think another thing I really loved was actually like on the way to the repressed to the island of repressed memories too. Like Harley is determined to go there and to actually find out what the truth is. And initially, no one else really is actually too. I mean, initially Psycho isn't too enthusiastic about going along with her. But I think Poison Ivy is just amazing in this series. Poison Ivy is amazing in this story, and time again she sticks her neck out for Harley, and it just proves that she's amazing, and it proves that they're amazing together. Like even her, but also her reminding the others like what she's done for them, not in like a manipulative way, like, oh, you know, you can't give up on her because she's done this for you and you didn't deserve that, but more like, you know, oh, the situation, like if the situations were reversed, you know, she would do the same for you. You know, she would help you get to your repressed memories and actually help you understand the truth and overcome your struggles. Like, you know, she helped you, so now you owe it to her to help her. Not because of control or dominance, but because this is a partnership. This is the one kind of team where we're actually partners, and there are no kind of lesser henchmen or lesser powers that heroes can actually easily punch through and get to the big bad. Like, you know, we're all big bads, we're all in this together, that kind of thing. And of course, Ivy being Ivy, she will always be there. Ivy being Ivy, she will always be there for Harley, and you know, her being the one to actually help break Harley out of that kind of abusive cycle too, and actually showing her the truth right from the get-go. She will actually, you know, be there to actually help her, like, when she actually finally discovers the truth. Is actually a lot for her to take on, like, oh wow, I actually jumped in of my own accord, he didn't push me at all. So that was just that stuff was amazing. Like, honestly, like for how kind of comical and kind of like for how comical this show is, and how much of the actual story, the comic story, actually parodies, it gets surprisingly emotional at times. Like in terms of actual like emotional clarity and depth and kind of emotional connection between the characters, it gets surprisingly deep at points. And I think honestly, like, you might not notice it as much unless you actually go back. But even in the moment, you can tell, like, you know, this isn't meant to be like a funny line. This isn't meant to be a funny scene. It's actually meant to be two characters connecting and getting to know one another, actually cementing some kind of, you know, bond between them. So, and I think no two characters in this show will have that will have that bond as much as Ivy and Harley. So it's beautiful, and I love how Kaylee and Lake are actually executing that so well, and how the writers are actually paying attention to that. Like, you know, sure, we want you to have a few laughs here and there and actually be able to poke fun at different kind of fourth wall breaks and, you know, ironic moments and stuff like that, but also these are characters we want you to care about, and these are relationships we want you to care about too. So, you know, it's fun that way. It's very fun. And yeah, I think I thought King Shark discovering the Suicide Squad shirts in the beginning would be like, oh, Ivy actually gets like them some super suits or like some merchandise or something like, and it actually says Suicide Squad on it. But then she turns the tables and it's like, oh, it's another supervillain group out there that keeps trying to contact me. They keep trying to get me on their side and everything. So the Suicide Squad already exists. So yeah, okay. So I mean, I don't know exactly how the comic version goes. Like, my knowledge on the Suicide Squad is pretty exclusive to how the movie went, even though it's not the best one, and there's already a second one coming out. I think I have much higher hopes for the second one, but In terms of lineup, I feel like, Deadshot will probably be on it. Maybe like Captain Boomerang too, because I think those are like heroes we definitely still haven't seen yet. Killer Croc, maybe Killer Croc. We've seen him. He was in Arkham, but then he would have broken out from the beginning when everyone else did. So he would have broken out. So Killer Croc we should see. Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, maybe. Who else? Katana. I don't know if Katana would be on it. I think because like Suicide Squad, it is like villains. It is like villains / anti-heroes. Like the worst of the worst who come together to actually do their thing. So, yeah, again, I haven't read the comics. I don't know if that is the original kind of motivation of the team. I mean, Suicide Squad, it would literally be that, like, you either save the world or we kill you and stuff like that. So, but either way, the Suicide Squad is already a thing. Apparently, it's already a thing. So we don't know we haven't no confirmation of like what this version's team roster is or who they are or like where they are, but all we know is that they've contacted Harley. They've actually contacted Harley that they're actually interested in having her on the team. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun seeing if now that they've actually found Lair. Now I think next episode we should probably see them actually trying to establish and clean up their lair and actually make it their own and stuff. So I think at that point we'll probably see some kind of contact being made between the two teams and stuff, and then probably having to actually come up with another name or maybe doing like a collab of some sort. I don't know, but Suicide Squad is a thing. They've made their kind of presence known, so that's cool. That is cool. And yeah, the stuff with Cyborg Man was fun too. I think he called him Black Mamba. I think even in the subs it said Black Mamba, but then I think hearing Black Mamba, I was thinking like that name sounds familiar. Is that isn't that like an Aquaman villain that's like Black Mamba? I was like, no, that's Black Manta. It's Black Manta. So yeah, but apparently Black Mamba in this one is an old contact of Psy's from his, I guess, spy days, and she actually helps him get rid of dead bodies. Because there were like 4 or 5 dead bodies in Ivy's apartment, and they were all wearing suicide like t-shirts that literally said Suicide Squad on them. They thought, even Black Mamba saying like, great, another cult suicide thing we got here. So they thought they'd all kind of like ritually commit suicide. And then we're getting ready to cremate the damn bodies because otherwise he couldn't sell the house. Like any other method, and it would have left a mess that he couldn't be asked to clean up. So he thought, I'll just cremate the bodies and then sell the apartment off afterwards. So yeah, that was also a fun sequence of events. And now at the end of it, he tries to cover it up by saying, "Oh, I thought you looked cold, and I was going to throw you into a furnace to warm you up and everything." I think I love that that's their sign to get going and to actually leave Harley's mind afterwards, like being like Clayface being like Clayface saying that he's getting hard, but then it's actually his leg and not any other particular body part of his, and being like, "Oh, that means he's being hardened into an actual clay sculpture, into a clay sculpture instead of like the usual soggy mess that he is and stuff." So yeah, the cyborg stuff was cool, and now at the end of it he actually manages to kind of negotiate with Harley and like into getting him on their team. And I think if they leave any dead bodies behind in their future heists and in their future criminal kind of executions, then he will probably be pretty handy to have around. He will just pick up the dead bodies and then take them over to the furnace. And they have a furnace. They have an incinerator, essentially. They have an incinerator in their new lair, so that is super cool. But yeah, that is it. That is pretty much all I've got from this one. So now they have a lair, they have an updated crew, and now Harley has her. Now Harley knows who she is, and she has her updated origin story. So now it should be more fun and a lot more interesting watching her move forward as a character and as a leader and as a partner to Poison Ivy and to all these other characters, and seeing exactly what kind of criminal hijinks they get up to and how the story progresses. So yeah, always looking forward to more Harley Quinn. Always looking forward to more of it. So yeah, that is pretty much all I've got for this one. So that was Harley Quinn, Season 1, Episode 6. So thank you guys, as always, so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next on Harley Quinn. Once again, the full-length reaction for this episode will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. And yeah, that is it. So I will see you guys next time.